Welcome to this video by AGI Tuning. This is a high-level overview of swapping a Speeduino install from the Mega 2560 to a Mega 144. Before I begin, just a quick shout out to Dwight Charlie at DC Works, who does a lot of e-tuning, deals with a lot of cars based in St. Lucia. Gennady Gurov, who is the software and hardware developer for this, and I consider this guy an expert in this field. Jonathan Mitchelson from JDM Dyno, a good friend of mine who does all sorts of tune related activities, fabrications, rolling road, dashes, any ECU based in the north of England on the Scottish border. And lastly, unfortunately not in the video, shout out to Otis, my dog. So this is an overview of the Mega 144 replacement, and it can work with all Speeduinos. In this example, the UA4C, which it will replace. A bit on the architecture. This particular CPU is a 32-bit Cortex M7 running at 480 megahertz. And if you've been running Speeduino, think about moving to Rus EFI, specifically EFI, which is a fork. Well, here's a quick breakdown. The big advantage of the M44 board is basically to drop in replacement, the same footprint, same connector layout. So a lot of installs, you're not rebuilding the entire car all the way from scratch. You're simply taking the case off, replacing it with this board, configure it, upload the firmware, ensure it's up to date, and then start a new tune. Hardware wise, Speeduino's built around the Arduino ecosystem. It's a simple, accessible, lightweight, and honestly one of the best ways to get into standalone ECU tuning without spending masses of money. It has a very DIY feel to it, which is why so many people love it. I would put Speeduino, without being derogatory, that isn't my aim, in the middle of a toy ECU stroke standalone. Rus EFI and Epic EFI take a different direction. They're based around a much more powerful STM hardware, and this translates at a high level to faster processing, much more accurate scheduling, no jitter, and just the ability to process everything in nanoseconds, where you think about knock can happen in milliseconds. Day to day, you'll notice the car running just that little bit smoother. Those little quirks you had, it'll be ironed out, and you have full control over all of the car. So the trigger decoding and engine sync tends to feel more solid. Transient fueling smoother. Idle control is that much more faster, OEM like. And obviously it has features like full CAN integration, advanced boost control, drive-by-wire support, more safeties and diagnostics, closer to a higher-end commercial ECU. And obviously not forgetting, you're not limited to 4-cylinder setups. But honestly, this is really just scratching the surface. The latter of this video will have a brief overview of Tuner Studio and how it works with a Mega 144. What impressed me the most about Epic EFI is I've used many ECUs, to name a few: AM, Series 1, 2, Infinity, Haltech Elite, Motorsport Electronics, Hondata, Engredi. And in terms of functionality, this platform generally feels equal, and in some areas actually exceeds some of those systems. And that's especially impressive when you consider this is an open source hardware and software available at a fraction of the price of many commercial ECUs. The tuning workflow changes too. Speeduino of Tuner Studio feels straightforward and stripped back in a good way, so it's easy to learn, navigate, and very hands-on. Epic EFI is more stepping into a full professional ECU environment with deeper diagnostics, more live data, and much more control over the car. So the move from Speeduino to epicefi isn't about saying one's good and one's bad. It's more like moving from a capable, enthusiast-focused standalone into something that feels closer to modern motorsport level ECU architecture, while still staying open source, community driven, and surprisingly affordable. The next part of this video will be a high level overview of Tuner Studio using epicefi.